Hey, so I'm just going to do some work now. Let's build some autonomous companies, I guess, and see if we can kind of automate in a way more aggressive way, like automate, yeah, way more than we used to. Try and see how much we can automate. Let's go. So I've got all these businesses. They're just using AI to help me do everything now. So I read this post ages ago. You can find different like frequency, like I guess key points of audio with what's this? Yeah, that's kind of the funny master is using a lot of speech to text systems. I think Cockroach actually used one. Yeah, I think this is just about extracting key points here. Yeah, it'll plot some key points. But I've got some blogs on here. Maybe I'll put some more links to more of my businesses. Everything helps, I guess. Everything's kind of a link farm to link to everything else, like an autonomous company. Yeah, we're basically just going to use heaps of agents and see how we go. So I'll kind of work on everything at once these days. Yeah. I think I had to fix the title there. This is open source as well. A lot of my things are open source. But I'm getting it to write a few more of these vlogs as well, because yeah, we got a lot of things that I did in the open source world, like I've been accelerating some models in Qt DSL. I'll get it to write about that. Yeah, we did voice typing with dictatorflow. And yeah, we're just kind of over leveraging AI really for everything. Yeah, I'll apply for some credits. I'm just doing like so much stuff at once right now. I'll do that later. Yes, let's write a new blog post about. Let's do one for Qt DSL, and let's do one for our work optimizing voice type into Dictator, the Dictatorflow project. Oops. If that's an only bug, really the main bug is that if you do that, you type while you're using Dictatorflow, it can interleave the typing with what it types from the from Dictatorflow, so we'll fix that as well. That's our voice to text project that you just saw there. What about Qt DSL? Assuming that's there. Yes. Now I've got a lot more LoRa's I'm doing. I'm going to actually optimize that as well. And I SSH other machines. I've got a 5090 on GPU mount that I use as well for vibecoding and hosting all sorts of workloads. Sometimes batch is just like better than yeah, not batch. It just does more work. It's quite interesting. Like, I've got so many businesses, I just need to like get AI to like list them out for me. I'm literally like forgetting. Yeah, I think if I interlink them, I build a lot of content on all of them, and yeah, I get AI agents to run all of them. There's kind of gains in that, basically. So these are all my businesses. Yeah. So all these are pretty much, some of them are in progress. So you could say batch about each. We can write a blog for each of them. Yeah, good. So we can do some writing there. We can do some more writing about, oh wait, we'll just do some more linking to them. That's obviously too verbose of a prompt. It's probably going to like put like heaps of verbose stuff on the blog, but yeah, I really don't care about this blog too much. So what else are we doing? We kind of, yeah, we've got a lot of projects, basically. Let's have a look. So we're working on Codex Infinity a lot, and Felix a lot. We're doing all the hosting and such with Codex Infinity, so you can run your own agent workloads, basically. So I have a lot of automated agents in here that are just kind of endlessly doing stuff. I've even got a whole bunch of agents running on my phone as well that I've got here. So I just SSH with Terminus to my 5090 machine and just
stretch your mobility check.
Yeah, give it some commands. We're doing run pod GPU hosting now, so you can run these on different machines. Like normally it would just run on the on normal machines, but you can configure the agent here. Yeah, and you can see some of this. These are like CI workloads as well that we should have it just fix CI automatically. I think this OpenAPR thing is looks like this might be failing. Yeah, failing to start. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. What's that? The branch name or something seems wrong. So I get AI to develop this as well. My own kind of harness. Looks like this is down. Perhaps there is some issue scheduling onto the Hetzner machines, or there was some issue with the automatic process where it will run Claude just to say no and refresh the tokens every so often on this machine. And this is another big task, so I'll just go batch. I used to just give it one task at once, but now it's kind of a little bit more capable. I get it to do it automatically. I can use the UI to update your settings in there. It'll automatically use your Claude Max or your OpenAI Max plan. You can just write the settings file to the machines, and you just pay for the machines. So it's yeah, just on Hertz Neural Run Pod, so it's a pretty cheap way to get GPU machines actually. And there's an image here which is like a good kind of default, like more of a developer machine where you've got a lot of things pre-installed. I think we might have that image feature already actually. So we've got the CI Sentinel that it'll kick off all those tasks automatically. Very cheap instance from Hertzner, and you just do that, and then we will pull down we'll run a GitHub action that on this machine that will run actually not just for your CI but run coding agents to actually fix your CI when it fails. And kick off these auto fix tasks. Yeah, it's interesting. We've got our own hosting as well, our own actual GitHub hosting. There's a bit of a testing button because I need to like check. Yeah. Yeah, I need to have it auto fix and check CI really, just like what Claude Code, the app did. This is kind of like logically a similar thing, like refixing that. So another thing we're working on as well. Data science agent. I can generate these cool graphs. You just tell it what to do, and it will automatically generate graphs. So that's kind of cool. It makes generating charts, actionable business insights, that kind of thing, a lot easier. This is pretty early stages though. Some real obvious stuff like these buttons are a little bit. It's pretty corny, their kind of animation there, but the like, why would I want to share the slash account page? It's a bit much. It's a weird one. Oh, there we go. Need to do more like multiplexing of things, and I always try and work on the process itself a bit more now as well. Now that it's like easy to say like, let's look into this and see why it's sometimes dropping sessions. See if we can improve our SSH process in any way. If not, that's fine. Just be really careful, don't get us locked out of our server lol. You know, like, we could, there may be some way to try and have better SSH, I have no idea. Used to be called Ask Felix. As we have a lot of stuff, so a lot to do. Looks I could probably just move them myself, but often it's I'll get some ideas from looking at the git diff. There's quite a lot going on in this project. It's a complicated agent, so it'll do the data searching. It has a few components like an inference server for doing this generation of graphs and queries. Data tables happen to be implemented quite nicely in Streamlit with like a canvas-based spreadsheet tool. So we use Streamlit as well as the main server for the main site. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on here. Have to be careful because I've exposed a secret. I guess that's just for testing. I guess I'll just rotate that. Probably don't need high. Oh, I don't know. If you are sending images to OpenAI, you can use detail low, but that's different. This is the image generator. You can ask it like, oh, could you create me like a cool infographic about my data, and it will actually use GPT image to regraph based on the data, and like a generated intermediate chart. It's like a really cool looking visual. Yeah. There's a lot of prompts in here. Like it's actually an old school agent that I made a very long time ago, so it's very terse in what it's asking AIs to do, and I'm just opening it up a bit more as agents are much better at like long range stuff nowadays, so it can generate multiple graphs or a whole dashboard for you out of just one prompt. Yeah, we've got Anna Banana in here as well. Maybe they're both around as good as GPT image. Be careful with this kind of stuff, like what is that? Okay, next was anything there? No, weird. Okay, that's correct. So it's touch 3.1. But I panicked for a second thinking it was on an old model. honestly, reviewing code is like not even that useful these days. It's just for me to get ideas really, and yeah, testing it a lot as well is probably a better way to get ideas of what to do. I don't know why it's trying to get too smart there, but it's a little bit messy honestly. Imported a torch. It does use embedding models there to do a lot of the decision making. If you embed the query once, you can then find many such pathways through, because you can classify many times based on those embeddings. You can compare them to different embeddings for, like, say, the different types of graph, some of the different types of settings you might want based on the query. It can just be all based on various k-nearest neighbors to the one query embedding. So that's why I use embeddings, because it's very fast. I use static embedding models from Hugging Face, so it can be like a millisecond on the GPU, so it's pretty impressive. I also built GoBed, a project search engine from that. I just ported it into C and Go. I don't know if you want to build a phone fast tokenizer, but technically it's a BERT embedding, so you only need 16. Eventually I'll probably plug this project into GoBed as well, but it's pretty fast at the moment, just in the plain static embedding model in Python. I probably won't mess with it too much, because I'm kind of need to just finish this. We're not comparing much things as well, so there's not actually much point in like quantizing it much either. If I didn't go bad, I went like really crazy on performance, because I have a very high frequency search engine that I needed really good performance for network, like an AI social net. I don't know. No, probably doesn't matter. So this is always going to be run on GPU as well, so it's kind of I guess it's nice to have CPU support, like, because this doesn't need the GPU. They're so fast that CPUs can do it. It's all this data frame code. I tried like polars and viaducts to see if I can improve it. I think I can improve it make it a bit faster automatically by just changing those libraries, but yeah, it ends up generating the pandas code, or it uses other such kind of data manipulation tools that I've created for it. Yeah, I have to be pretty careful, because I pretty much messed this up, honestly, from like vibe coding it too much, and so I'm kind of hoping to be able to get back to the point where it's just like functional, but yeah, it's pretty far gone. The actual code is pretty in a pretty rough place. Because it was never particularly great even when I wrote this all myself, it was agents are just like fundamentally a very messy, very complex type of thing to get working. Yeah, we used to have these different types of SVGs you can generate as well, like force directed. You can generate all the code in JavaScript to get those working as well. Sometimes I use my my version of codex here, like it's a lot more concise on the prompting, so you can try that. Sometimes it's hard to keep up to date, honestly, with OpenAI, even though I've got agents trying to keep me up to date. This is actually my codex for Codex Infinity. Let's test different types of data, different types of queries, and the different types of graphs we can generate. We can use the read tool to see how well the actual generated graph, if we send output PNG to the endpoint, how well is it actually generating each different type of graph, and reason through what might be going wrong. Honestly, I'm probably just going to kick off a few of these types of agents to just keep testing and developing it. Eventually, once it's a bit more stable, I'll start building out like heaps of different tools that I can use. Like you can already do like LLM as a tool, like you can bulk classify your taxes, add another field like a calculate field for what type of expense is in it. It's in a grid of data.
Stretch your body recheck.
I don't know if MyPy even helps that much, but I'm going to try and type everything. Is it MyPy C? Is the yeah, there's like an INI file or something. Getting CI working here is like really important, I think. And I do have some CI, so I'm just gonna let's get GitHub CI working and get the autofix agent running from Codex Infinity to be able to automatically fix our CI. We will set this up for Lee101, the user in our database, and we will sync our secrets from our n4real.py over, as well as set this up in the Codex Infinity directory. So we're going to use our own products really to automate generating these businesses. sounds like quite Chinese. Lee 101. It can get quite expensive to test this repo. Yeah, I didn't even place my this is a copy queue clipboard manager. Yeah. It'd be really crazy to clear the context after you one question. Yeah, now that it's got a 1 million context, you really don't need to clear the context too much. It is actually bad to clear the context. It does kind of stop it from understanding the rough task, especially if you're doing kind of a repetitive task like auto research. Clearing the context can kind of make it go off in more of a tangent. Yeah, I'll ask it to merge down all these PRs, test them all. And the pricing is just going to be 20% on top of whatever run pod the pricing is. It's going to get pretty expensive, but I'm expecting some people will enjoy the kind of pre-made machine that you can just ask on your mobile phone. You can just ask your agents to run in that machine. Do some auto research type stuff, and I've made run forever agents as well. So there is some value there, and that 20% is actually on par with RunPod themselves. I think it's almost 30% that they add on for their own serverless. So we've built kind of serverless plus run forever agents. So hopefully some of you will find this useful. Yeah. I actually fixed some of the flashing. I think OpenAI actually tried to fix the flashing, but I did that first, I guess. So I do fix a lot of stuff in the codex agent. So because you can, all this like flashy stuff like this in the terminal, they went a bit too hard on it basically. So it has some kind of flashing issues on various terminals. Yeah. Not query. you can query your Elasticsearch, Postgres, MySQL, that kind of thing. I heard it's kind of I guess a bit of a pattern here where I fix this. There's a find broken test. Test kind of harness where it'll just determine as soon as it finds a broken test, only it prints the logs for that failure, so that it doesn't use too many tokens or just kind of distract the agent from what it's doing. Yeah. So key blows have been sent to do something. Yeah. Okay. Seems to work. That was fairly intermittent, it hasn't been doing that much. But yeah, so I kind of, as I run out of ideas, well, I'm working on, I'm also working on the, I don't know if it's finished this, but let's work on the editor. There needs to be a lot of a tighter UI there. We also need to have the code mirror validating the query or the JSON for Elasticsearch or the JavaScript for MongoDB, and we need to have I think we need to have an agent chat side panel that can suggest putting diffs into the main code editor, and you can save your queries and snippets as well. And we should auto generate our own graph config so that the graph tab always has graphs for the given table of data that comes out of this tool as well. So there's actually a ton of work to do on the yeah. So yeah, we've also got this workbench, and we've got the workbench. Oh, that's looking really slow. It's looking really bad right now. Oh gosh, that's not connected to the, that's the connections UI here. I better just use a few more agents for this one. Terrible. That's supposed to be code mirror. Yeah. And I'll get it to test itself with ideally we should get it to the point where we can test with real connections with all such connectors, and we should be able to run these to get the failures and run the browser to really download these the Jasmine test reports. After it, you should inject the Jasmine tests onto that page. There's so many things wrong with this. It's early stages of a project, really. It's just like vibe coding it. Yeah, like that's quite bad. It's supposed to work really well on mobile as well, but it's something very unpleasant about it right now. Very unusual. I don't want to use a bit of codex as it is quite a complex project. I think codex can be really good for complex projects. Oh, and I've got some issue here where it's just some shared stuff going on. We need to rejig this page to be a lot better on mobile, and we need to make it that we actually ask GPT5.4, given your dataset, schemas and connections, how to best build a query in our workbench. We should also support SQL style queries over CSV data somehow. I guess we can another good improvement is we should generate an initial query so that there's something in the editor that is relevant if you do have a database connection or some data you are experimenting with as a default. Or we should also be able to support some subset of Python or pandas as well in the workbench. Would be ideal, but we would have to make sure to do a bit of security work there to trim out some like dangerous functions, like having it connect out to different servers and such, so we don't get hacked. This is actually kind of a dangerous project because I'm running all sorts of user-generated Python code. I guess you have to not be discouraged and throw a lot of compute at it when it's not working as you would expect. Basically the idea is that we can connect to a database. Something. I don't know. And then, query it. Yeah, basically building like a snowflake, basically vibe coding a database, an AI database, I guess. Just kind of like a snowflake. Yeah, I guess the easy questions can go to Claude, and the really ambiguous, complicated stuff can go to
stretch your mobile check.
I guess that's technically not wrong. Craft from prompt is I'll have to redo all this quite heavily, but another I wonder if we can generate the what do you call it, the kind of star scheme of the graph as well. The ERD, Internet Relationship Diagram. Maybe that's like a GPT 5.4 thing. It's quite bad at UI, GPT 5.4. So you have to be like quite careful. I guess you should be able to right click. Should be able to right click, and in the right click menu you should be able to generate an ERD, Entity Relationship Diagram. this should allow you to actually visualize in a graph all of the relationships, the keys that reference other keys in the database. Some of this will need to be inferred by the naming conventions, but hopefully we can draw on the actual relationships defined in the schema. And then we will need to auto lay it out nicely and pick a good graph rendering library as well in a modal, and think about when and how to cache this and invalidate that cache as well. This is kind of a secondary feature really, just you can tuck away in the right click menu. If we're going to a right click menu, we need to make sure we have like the other browser stuff copy paste when we don't actually end up making it worse than the browser right click menu already is. So you shouldn't go backwards in terms of feature set. We should also have a few nice things like generating a graph, or like adding it in as a graph, like right click on a data set, add it to the existing dashboard, and it will just come up with a query itself for that data to add it to the dashboard. So we can ask GPT5.4 nano what a good query is given that schema to be like the main visual for that. And then we can think more things to put into the right click menu as well. Sometimes Claude is like quite a lot more buggy than other agents. Basically, I even get a bit a bit nervous using Claude. It even has some bugs when I paste in stuff sometimes. Like the actual performance is quite bad too. Just as it uses up heaps of your CPU resources compared to codex. Like if Claude had been open source, Claude Code, I would have still just thought codex because it's just so much more efficient being in Rust. It's a little bit annoying being in Rust because it takes 5 minutes to build it, but yeah. So I'm actually still like nowhere near almost got me. Cool little I think it's exoserve. It's pretty cool. We actually need to make ring.nz sitesim. I don't know if you've seen sitesim, still here. You can, it's an agent where you can simulate what any website would look like. You can change the JavaScript, CSS. Not that many people were using it. A lot of people were using it when it was free, and now I couldn't support it being free because there's just too much usage, and so I made it paid, and then no one's paying. So yeah, I'll see how that goes. Experiment flow is pretty interesting. Yeah, you can actually run A/B tests, and you'll get a nice graph of the of which test is winning, basically. Or you can do like Azure personalized type stuff. It's a weird thing to expose, pretty technical. But yeah, you can do like like eventually in network, for example, my chat app, I could no subscription. I need to make myself a paying user. Yeah, network, I could look at how engaged people are and optimize the AI for that. I don't do that now, but I probably should. Make it more fun. Using that's like an API. That's actually correct. Yep, that's why those are pretty much why I migrated to Zig. Yeah, and that's it. And it does have these, there's some new functions that are coming soon. I'll release this. So you can automatically do a deep research. I have this already. Cool. Yeah, I'll just keep at it basically. Just constantly improving this stuff. The main Helix app. Should be a way to go to the app. Oh, there we go. No, that's the home page. There's no way to get to the app, which is ridiculous. I do use a lot of aliases, so D is just CD. Well, the browser history. Yeah, I guess we can do an autosave model, like a automatically generate the links. Or no, we can never saved. Yeah, we'll just do a save by name. And do like a fork model. Yeah. Unless you're in a team, this is the only thing that supports like teams that I've made, but yeah, basically this is the real app where you can see your data, or you can, yeah.